Hey there, future rock star. You know you're prepping for that huge interview, right? And we're diving deep into a question that can really make or break your chances.
Yeah.
It's that one, why do you want to work here? I mean, I still remember how much I used to sweat this one.
Oh, yeah.
So to help you totally ace it, we've got a stack of insights from Rezoom.
Rezoom.
You know those resume wizards? Yeah. And we're ready to unpack them all.
It really is a question that seems so simple on the surface,
Right.
but it has a lot of hidden depth. It's really a chance for the interviewer to see if you're a good fit.
Yeah.
Like a two-way compatibility test.
I like that. Okay, so Rezoom starts by breaking down why interviewers even ask this. Shouldn't it be obvious? Like, you're here because you want the job, right?
Well, it goes way beyond just wanting the job. You have to remember, they've already looked at your resume, they've seen your skills.
Right.
This question is about digging deeper. They want to know your motivation,
Okay.
your understanding of the company, and really whether your values align with theirs.
So it's about proving that you didn't just fire off like a generic application to every single opening on the internet.
Exactly. They're really looking for four key things. The first is, do you actually understand the company?
Okay.
And I don't just mean like their mission statement. I'm talking about what is their culture like? What are they doing that's innovative? And to really get this set, you have to go beyond just their website.
Oh, okay.
Look at their recent press releases, their earning calls.
Oh.
Those are like gold mines for figuring out where a company is headed.
Makes sense. Okay, so number 2 on their list is alignment with the role. Is this where like my inner puzzle nerd comes out to try and match all my skills to what they need?
Think of it like that, yeah. So you have to break down the job description, figure out the must-haves. Where do your experiences really shine through? And the closer that matches, the more excited they're going to be.
Okay, all right. Now this next one is where I used to trip up.
Oh, yeah.
Cultural fit. What does that even mean, like in practical terms?
So it's about whether your work style kind of vibes with theirs. Are they all about collaboration, or do they prize individual initiative?
Right.
Do they move really fast-paced, or do they take a more deliberate approach? And you can actually get clues from things like employee reviews.
Huh?
Glassdoor is a great resource. Even just the tone of their social media can tell you a lot.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm like channeling my inner detective here. All right, so lastly, they want to know my motivation. So this is where it gets personal, right? Why this company?
Yeah.
Why this role?
Yes. This is your chance to show them that you are not just desperate for a job. You are genuinely drawn to what they do.
Okay.
What excites you about their mission? What problems do you want to help them solve? That is the kind of energy that will make you stand out.
Okay, I love that. That's great advice. Now, Rezoom also had this section on like hilariously bad answers that people give.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them were so cringy that it just made me want to crawl under my desk.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. We've all heard those generic responses like, it's a great company with a lot of opportunity.
Ugh, yeah. That's just not going to cut it. It just screams like, I didn't bother to do any research.
Right. Or how about the ones that are so laser focused on just the perks?
Oh, the perks, yes.
I hear the free snacks are amazing and the vacation time is phenomenal.
I mean, it's okay to be excited about those things.
Of course.
But you have to make sure it doesn't sound like that's your main motivation. They want to know that you're passionate about the work itself.
Exactly.
Okay, and while we're on the topic of things to avoid, let's not forget the flattery overload.
Oh, the flattery overload, yeah.
Like showering them with compliments, but they're just completely empty.
It comes across as insincere and just awkward.
So awkward. It's like, your company is the best. I've always dreamed of working here since I was a kid. Like, come on.
You have to back up your admiration with substance. Connect it to something specific, something that actually resonates with you.
I like that. Okay, and finally, the mistake that really makes interviewers just facepalm.
Yeah.
Neglecting to connect your personal strengths to the role.
It's like showing up to a potluck with a dish that doesn't even fit the theme. You have to explain how your unique skills and experiences make you the perfect ingredient for their team.
Right. Yeah, good analogy. Okay, so we've covered the don'ts, but how do we actually craft an answer that's going to make those interviewers lean in and take notice?
Yeah.
Well, Rezoom provides a 4-step framework. And I have to admit, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's all about laying a strong foundation. And first up is research. We've touched on it a little bit, but it's worth emphasizing.
Yeah.
Like, go deep.
Don't just skim the surface. Dive into their annual reports, follow industry blogs, listen to podcasts with their leadership.
Right.
Just get a 360-degree view of the company.
And then dissect that job description like it's a treasure map. What are the hidden clues telling you what they truly need?
Yeah.
And then match those up to your skills and experiences.
Okay. And here's where we add the secret sauce. Identify your unique fit. What makes you stand out from every other candidate? What special skills or experiences or achievements can you bring to the table?
This is your chance to really showcase your personal brand. What are you known for? What problems have you solved? What successes have you celebrated? And you need to weave those into your narrative.
Loves it. Okay, and finally, it's all about structuring your answer in a way that's clear and concise and engaging. Rezoom actually suggests a three-step formula that I really like. But I'm curious, is this always the best approach? What if you're applying for like a creative role where showcasing your portfolio might be more impactful than like a structured response?
You know, that's a great point. For creative roles, you might want to weave in a brief anecdote about a project that really demonstrates your skills and passion. It's about adapting the formula to fit the situation.
Okay, I love that. So it's not about being rigid. It's about understanding the core principles and being flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's bring this to life with like a real-world example. Rezoom gives some great sample answers for different industries.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're interested in a career in tech, let's look at the example they provide for a software engineer applying to like a cutting-edge tech company.
Sounds good. Let's break it down.
Okay, so here's the example. I'm genuinely impressed by company name's commitment to using AI for social good, particularly their work on that project to predict wildfires.
Uh-huh.
That kind of innovative thinking is what gets me fired up. With my background in machine learning and my passion for sustainability, I think I could really contribute to your team's efforts.
Yeah.
The chance to work alongside such brilliant minds on projects that make a real difference would be a dream come true.
This answer is a home run. First of all, notice how specific it is.
Right.
They don't just say, like, I like your work. They mention a particular project and why it resonates with them. That shows they've done their homework.
Right. It goes beyond just skills.
Yeah.
They talk about their passion for sustainability, which adds that personal touch.
Right.
And it shows that they're aligned with the company's values.
And the way they end it talking about their dream to work with brilliant minds, it conveys this genuine enthusiasm without being over the top.
Yes, exactly. That's so key. Okay, now I know this example is tailored for a tech role. What about someone like me who's more into, say, the world of nonprofits? What would a strong answer look like in that field?
Okay, so let's say you're applying to an organization fighting food insecurity.
Yep.
Your research shows they're piloting a new program to connect local farmers with food banks.
Interesting.
You could say something like, I'm deeply inspired by your commitment to tackling food waste, and this new farm-to-food bank initiative is exactly the kind of creative solution I'm passionate about. In my previous role at previous organization, I managed a community gardening program that increased fresh food access by 20%. I believe my experience in community outreach and project management will be a valuable asset to your team as you roll out this program.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Okay.
You took the core elements of that tech example, like the specific project, the passion connection, the skills match, and you adapted them to like a completely different field.
It's about taking those principles and really making them your own. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right. Okay, so Rezoom does emphasize that how you approach this question might need some tweaking depending on your career stage, though.
Right. Absolutely. So for someone just starting out, maybe fresh out of college, the focus should be on their eagerness to learn.
Right.
Instead of having like a long list of accomplishments, they should highlight relevant coursework internships, even volunteer experiences, things that show they're a quick study and they're ready to contribute.
So it's more about potential than a proven track record at that point.
Right. Now, if you're a seasoned pro making a career switch that can feel intimidating, it's like being the new kid in school all over again.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The key here is to highlight transferable skills.
Okay, so for example, I used to work in finance before I took the leap into podcasting.
Okay.
I might not have had like direct media experience, but I could talk about my analytical skills, my ability to communicate complex information clearly, my knack for meeting deadlines under pressure, all things that are relevant in this field.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to express your genuine excitement for this new path. Passion is contagious.
Yeah.
It shows that you're not just looking for a job, you're pursuing a calling.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And for those aiming for the corner office, what should they keep in mind?
So, at that executive level, it's about showcasing your leadership skills and your ability to think strategically. So, something like, I've spent the last decade building high performing teams and driving profitable growth in the industry sector.
Okay.
I see a tremendous opportunity to leverage my expertise to help company name achieve its ambitious goals.
Yeah.
You're painting a vision of how you can contribute at a higher level.
Right. It sounds like at every level it comes back to that core message.
Yes.
Understanding the company, connecting your skills, and showing genuine passion.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to highlight some of Rezoom's final tips for totally nailing this question.
Right. They're all about those finishing touches.
Yes, exactly the things that can really elevate your answer.
Yeah.
So first up, be authentic. Don't try to be someone you're not. People can spot a fake a mile away.
Right.
Relax. Be yourself. Let your personality shine through.
It's about finding that sweet spot between professionalism and genuine human connection.
Yeah, and speaking of feeling relaxed, they emphasize the importance of practice. The more you rehearse your answer, the more natural and confident you'll sound in the interview.
I remember when I was prepping for my first big presentation. I must have practiced that thing like 100 times in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And by the time I actually delivered it, I knew it backward and forward. And that kind of preparation makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's not about memorizing a script. It's about internalizing the message so you can deliver it authentically.
Right. And Rezoom also reminds us to stay positive no matter what. Avoid bad-mouthing past employers or experiences. It just makes you look unprofessional.
Yeah, it's like that old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Focus on the positive, the things that you've learned, the growth you've experienced.
Exactly. And finally, they stress the importance of being concise. Aim for a response that's about 1 to 2 minutes long.
Okay.
You want to provide enough detail to showcase your knowledge and enthusiasm, but you don't want to drown the interviewer in a sea of words.
No.
So respect their time and get to the point.
A well-structured, concise answer shows that you can communicate effectively, which is a valuable skill in any role.
For sure.
Okay, so before we move on to my bonus tips, I wanted to touch on something you mentioned earlier about cultural fit. How can we go beyond just reading reviews and get a real sense of a company's culture during the interview process?
Well, that's a great question. Pay attention to the little things. How do people interact with each other? What's the office vibe like? Are people relaxed and laughing, or is it more formal and buttoned up?
Right. It's like reading between the lines.
That's a great.
Are they using a lot of jargon? Or are they speaking in a way that's easy to understand? Do they seem genuinely interested in getting to know you? Or are they just going through the motions?
Those subtle cues can tell you a lot about whether you'd feel comfortable and thrive in that environment.
Right. Okay. So we've covered a lot of ground on how to craft a killer response to this question. And I have a few bonus tips of my own that I think will really help you stand out from the crowd.
Oh, I'm all ears.
So remember, the interview isn't just about them grilling you with questions. It's a two-way street. You're also interviewing them to see if the company's a good fit for you.
Yeah, that's such an important mindset shift. It takes the pressure off, and it allows you to approach the conversation as a true dialogue.
So come prepared with a few thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer at the end. And not just generic ones, but things that show you've been paying attention and are genuinely curious about their work.
I love that. It shows you're already thinking like a member of the team. Something like, I notice you're expanding into new markets. What are some of the challenges you anticipate? And how will this role contribute to that growth?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that just goes a long way.
Yeah, it's like turning the tables in the best possible way. And while we're on the topic of making a good impression, don't underestimate the power of a thank you note.
It's a simple gesture, but in today's digital world, it really makes you stand out.
Right.
It shows that you're thoughtful, you're appreciative, and you're still interested. Plus, it's a chance to reiterate a key point or two from your conversation.
It's like the cherry on top of a well-crafted interview sundae.
Exactly.
And finally, remember the basics. Smile, make eye contact, let your personality shine through.
Yes, those nonverbal cues speak volumes. They convey your enthusiasm, your confidence, and your genuine interest in being part of the team.
Okay. I think we've officially demystified the "why do you want to work here?" question. Remember, it's not about memorizing a perfect script. It's about understanding what interviewers are looking for and crafting an answer that reflects your unique strengths and passions.
And before you even start crafting that answer, take a moment to really think about what excites you about this company and this role.
Right.
What gets you fired up? What impact do you want to make? That passion will be your secret weapon in the interview.
It's that spark of genuine enthusiasm that will make you unforgettable. So do your research, practice your pitch, and most importantly, believe in yourself. You got this. And of course, a huge shout out to Rezoom for all their amazing career advice. Check them out for more tips and tricks to help you land your dream job.
Yeah, they're an incredible resource.
All right, that's it for our deep dive into acing that interview question. We hope you feel empowered and ready to knock those interviews out of the park. Remember, preparation is key. Authenticity is your superpower, and a little bit of passion goes a long way. Good luck out there.
You got this.